What's poppin' everybody, and welcome to the top 10 strongest frontier brains, the Pokemon Legacy. The funny thing about the Battle Frontiers is that the facilities themselves and the journey to get to the last boss is the hardest part, with the frontier brains sometimes even being less challenging than other trainers, coming close to eliminate your record on the way to the top. But even so, the frontier brains are also part of that challenge, with the role of being the last obstacle you have to face before you attain glory or lose everything. All the frontier brains are tough, seeing as they're top level trainers, but I'm gonna give you guys the top 10 strongest, most difficult, and most well-rounded frontier brains from Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Platinum. The criteria is pretty self-explanatory and simple, but note I'll be focusing more on their gold symbol / print challenge, as silver isn't that hard for most of them. Remember, this isn't about what the hardest facility is, but it will also be a factor in the fight with the frontier brains. Let's do it. Number 10. Castlevale Derock. From my experience, Castlevale Derock is the easiest of the frontier brains, and if you examine his team, it isn't difficult to see why. He does have an Entei on his team, and legendary Pokemon with high stat totals are more dangerous in small 3 vs 3 formats, but all 3 of his Pokemon aren't really fast, and you can overpower them with faster, extreme hitting Pokemon that aim to beat the opponent quickly. He does have a means to counter this with the Quick Claw on Empoleon, so if you do use Flygon or Garchomp, it could backfire, but Latias or Focus Sash Azelf will deal with 2 of his 3 Pokemon well. His unique edge over the other frontier brains is that all of his Pokemon can have one of 2 movesets as opposed to just one, but he just isn't as dangerous as the others, and that is also part of the Battle Castle being one of the easiest facilities too from the frontier, because you have more control over the rules compared to others. Cool guy, just not the toughest. Number 9. Pyramid King Brandon. The Battle Pyramid is easily the most special and intriguing facility from both Battle Frontiers. Despite its coolness though, Pyramid King Brandon is probably the least versatile frontier brain, completely relying on raw high stats to be strong. He's cool and even intimidating in the sense that he uses a full legendary trio in both battles, the Regi trio first and the Bird trio for the gold symbol fight. The reality is though that both teams share multiple weaknesses between their members, and it's really easy to even go 2 against 3 against him and win with the right Pokemon. In fact, if you manage to bring a healthy defensive Swampert at his fight, it can handle all 6 of his Pokemon, and there's a good chance you can kill 2 of his Pokemon in every fight. The big thing he has going for him though over Derock is that your team will likely be half dead when you fight him, due to the difficult survival nature of the Battle Pyramid. If you plan your tactics well and keep your cool, he's possible to beat even with the handicap I described, but the margins for error are still pretty thin in the gold symbol fight. Strong, but not the strongest. Number 8. Arcade Star Dahlia. The dangerous thing about Arcade Star Dahlia is that if you don't get the job done when you hit her for weakness, she will punish you, and even turn the tables against you depending on the Pokemon you try and use to counter her. Even though Zapdos and Togekiss are weak to ice, they both carry a full array of moves to counter likely Pokemon you'd use to hit her, and if they survive, you know what's coming. She is completely offensive, with close to perfect coverage on her 3 Pokemon, and probably your worst fear is any roulette paralysis event. If you can't be even faster than her, then all of a sudden Blaziken and Togekiss become even more dangerous, and overall part of the difficulty with this fight will be the roulette events. Of course, this could also play to your benefit, and she loses a few points because of this. Dangerous and forward, the only reason she's at number 8 is because of her more consistent competition. Number 7. Tycoon Palmer. I had a hard time deciding between Dahlia and Palmer on this spot, but in the end, Palmer won because you know what you can expect from this guy. You can expect a tough fight. Even if you have the advantage, his Pokemon will be hard to take down. I have no idea why he has all 3 of these legendaries with him, but they make a solid team when it comes to mitigating weaknesses. His biggest opening, you could say, is having 2 Pokemon weak to fighting, but that is somewhat deceitful, as he has Heatran ready with Focus Sash and Explosion. Regigigas probably won't survive 5 turns to get over a slow start, but you must prevent that at all costs, and either way, its large HP and defenses will still make it hard to take down. The most dangerous Pokemon here, and what pushes Palmer to his rank, is Cresselia. It's unlikely you'll be able to KO her in one shot, and Fragile Darkness Pokemon will be in danger due to Signal Beam. Her coverage is actually quite decent between Psychic, Ice Beam and Signal Beam, There aren't any special tricks in the battle tower, it's just a fair and square 3-on-3 fight. If you make a grave mistake, you may pay the price with a loss against this guy. Number 6. Pike Queen Lucy. You may be thinking that Lucy can possibly be higher than the previous Frontier Brains when she's using the Fragile Survivor in both fights, but that's where you're wrong. Don't forget, the theme of the battle Pike is luck, and I hate to say it, but luck will usually be on her side while you're trying to take her on. Similar to the Pyramid King, your team will probably be in some kind of shambles by the time you face her, but unlike Brandon, her team is more well-rounded, built by design to frustrate whether you win or lose. That's right, if you lose, you probably lost through bad luck. Even though Survivor has fragile defenses, if Focus Ban activates, then it doesn't matter. A hit from this Pokemon will sting, and if it decides to use Swagger, well, this is the time you'll want to pray for luck. Steelix seems like an easy Pokemon you can just deal with using Surf, but it carries Bright Power and Explosion, so you can guess how ugly this can turn out. Most Pokemon carrying Surf probably won't do well against Gyarados, so that's where this guy comes in. Normally, I'd say Latias is a good Pokemon to bring to this fight. She's good against all her Pokemon, but even then she has ways to answer it if luck is on her side. I'll admit, she gets a lot of her advantage from her facility, but due to the Explosion Steelix, if you're left with 1 or 2 Pokemon that can't deal with the rest Dragon Dance Gyarados, you will be in trouble either way. I used to Rain Dance Kingdra and Zapdos to get her gold symbol, but I can't guarantee success if luck is on her side. Number 5. Factory Head Noland and Factory Head Thornton. I decided to put these guys together in the middle because they can range from the hardest to easy due to the nature of the battle factory. Hall Matron Argenta is a completely different animal to me, even compared to these guys, since the fight is always one-on-one. But these guys will actually test your luck, skill, and of course, knowledge. There isn't really anything else to add other than I managed to get the gold symbol in Emerald by some miracle I can't even comprehend, but I still never got the gold print against Thornton. Moving on. Number 4. Dome Ace Tucker. Dome Ace Tucker has always been so pitiable to me, such a wasted opportunity. It is nothing short of a shame. I say this because the Battle Dome is hands down easily my favorite facility from both Battle Frontiers. A proper battle tournament, swag music to indicate that shit is real, and you get your own profile description like a boss depending on your style in Pokemon. And then the boss is this crazy, butterfly, fairy looking motherfucker. And he also dances and hops around too. Even Great Saiyaman looks cool by comparison. And that guy was supposed to look ridiculous in Dragon Ball. It makes the contrast even more sad and ridiculous as this guy actually uses 4 of my favorite Pokemon, so I wonder if they seriously designed this guy just to troll me. Regardless of his appearance though, this guy is out to kill you seconds after he says hello. Even in his silver symbol fight, you'll probably beat him by a close call if he doesn't even kill you the first time around. Any pairing between Swampert, Salamence, and Charizard will give him a well-rounded duo of a team, and the same goes for Swampert, Metagross, and Latias. Minus Latias, all of his Pokemon know Earthquake, and all of his Pokemon minus Charizard were top class, cream of the crop in Gen 3. And even Charizard was actually solid back then. There is very little room for error due to the aggressive 2 vs 2 format here, and the fight will be decided by a razor-thin margin. Given the tourney/sport structure of the Battle Dome, you can possibly say even an extra layer of stress could be added. Top class Frontier Brain regardless of his bitch-ass outfit, but I'm afraid the top 3 are in a league of their own. Number 3. Palace Maven Spencer. If we were going by facilities alone, the Battle Palace would be number 1 for me when it comes to difficulty, no questions asked. So I guess if I ever make that video, you guys have the spoiler. Seriously though, even if you make it at the end to this guy, he will make you face hell to get his gold symbol. First of all, you're gonna shit your pants by the time he drops Suicune in Gen 3. I guess they were kind giving it Blizzard instead of Ice Beam, but if it doesn't miss, then it's actually even worse. But the thing is, it carries Calm Mind and Surf, which is basically this guy's most dangerous and famous set. Due to the rules of the palace, any Pokemon can loaf around, almost negating Slacking's only real drawback. And given the moves it's carrying, it might end up being a bigger nightmare than Suicune. Arcanine can pull off the priority advantage on you with Overheat and Extreme Speed, so it can deal crazy damage if it goes for it. Just hope it keeps going for Roar or some crap like that. I mentioned luck a couple of times in this video, but it's so important as it's the biggest thing against you in the Battle Frontier. From critical hits to status effects, anything outside your control can happen that will cost you your streak. This guy and the Battle Palace take that to a galactic extreme that in all honesty it's almost impossible to even get to face this guy, but even if you do, you have to leave things to luck, potentially making this fight extremely difficult. Now, I know that there is a degree of decisions you can control, and in a one-on-one fight with him, luck could be on your side. That's why he's at number 3, but still, you better hope it's your luckiest day when you fight this bitch. Number 2, Arena Tycoon Greta. Just like Tucker and Spencer, this bitch can be a pain in the ass even during her silver symbol fight, although that pales in comparison to how much worse she can be in her gold symbol fight. Let me tell you, in a 3-on-3 format, Umbreon in Gen 3 is one of the scariest defensive Pokemon. It can arguably be worse than even something like Suicune. A good reason for this is the majority of Bug type and Fighting type moves being ass in Gen 3, and Umbreon being a defensive behemoth from any angle. Luckily, in both fights, she doesn't utilize it the best way when it comes to moveset, but rest assured it'll be a heavy pain in the ass. This is due to the battle arena rules, having more remaining HP and showing more skill and mind in the fight. I don't want to go in depth with them, but just know her team is designed to take advantage of them. The sick thing about Greta more than any other Frontier Brain is that even if she doesn't win, she can easily force a draw, which it might as well be a loss, as you'll be the one left out of this with fuck all nothing. Sure, others can do it too, but thanks to the battle arena rules, she can more consistently pull it off, especially once I tell you that Gengar knows Destiny Bond and Breloom can use Spore. She is professionally equipped to make sure you can't win. If you want to win against her, your best bet would be to hire Bruce Lee and challenge her to a human battle. Number 1. Salon Maiden Annabelle. The reason I put Salon Maiden Annabelle at number 1 is simple. Because she's cool. I'm just fucking with you. She is pretty fly, but I could say that for multiple characters on this list. If you look at her team and know anything about the ADV metagame, there isn't actually much to add. Raikou, Latios, and Snorlax held the gold standard as some of the strongest Pokemon back then, and Annabelle doesn't just have them for show. All 3 know the stat boosting moves you'd expect them to know, with the Latios and Snorlax being as dangerous as they could possibly be, minus Soul Dew on Latios. It's true that Tucker has a Latias with a pretty similar set, but Bright Power with Recover is much nerve-wracking than Rest with a Chesto Berry. Raikou could be walled completely by a ground type, but no way you'd kill it before it used Reflect. After that, it only made Latios and Snorlax bigger monsters. The reason why she's number 1 is that she manages to be so strong and well-rounded without any tricks to help her from her facility. If you make it to her just like Palmer, it's 3-on-3, all healed Pokemon, no gimmicks, no handicaps, original Battle Tower style. People can think, since it's the conventional facility, it should be the easiest, as plain as it seems. But I assure you, she will make you earn that gold symbol. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thanks to Alpha Training Card Games for handling the visuals and video editing. Like this video if you'd like to see more, and share it with other Pokemon players to know what's up. Obviously you can tell me in the comments what do you think about the rankings, and I'll consider other topic suggestions if they click with me. Zebra 4 was a